Good afternoon. I'm Giangrande. I'm president of the Southeast Area Citizens Advisory Board, and I'm so happy that everybody is here today. The Southeast Area Board covers Quincy, Plymouth, Brockton, New Bedford, Fall River, Taunton, and the Cape and the Islands. Membership is Sue McGinnis, Kathleen McKenzie, William Tennant, Brenda Venice, Cynthia Harmon, Al Russo, and who is the co-chair, and myself. I want to say that we have been very busy in the past year with a lot of advocacy and a lot of monitoring on different things that have happened with Department of Mental Health. The board meets every other month from 2 to 4 with an education subcommittee that meets at 1 to 2 prior to the board meeting. We do education programs around the opposite months of the board meetings. Our activities for the past year has been last November. We did the annual meeting with Karen Spilka, who was the Senate of the Massachusetts of the House, and she was our guest speaker, which was great. We initiated a support letter to advocate for a housing coordinator support. We did presentations to the board on the behavioral health clinic, the 988 call, and on addressing the initiative for the addressing barriers to care. We attended a tribute to a longtime board member, Jack Ryan, with an award presentation certificate for his years of service. And we thank Jack for everything that he has done. We participate in the State Mental Health Planning Council, the Massachusetts Association of Mental Health, and the statewide Department of the Advisory Board Committee. We're monitoring the Behavioral Health Line by attending their update meetings, and we continue to monitor the vendors' contract reviews for the ACC Adult Clinical Service, the PACT, the Program for Assertive Community Treatment, the respite program, and the clubhouse. We have advocated for child and youth services with a support letter on the budget. We sent support letters to legislation on the suicide budget. We're advocating by sending letters on the staffing shortage to the vendors, expressing the board's concerns on the shortage. A letter was sent also from the board advocating to the state committee on the request for response, which is the RFR, for the opportunity to have board representation on this committee for the development of the RFR in order to facilitate fair market value for clinical and staff salaries for the upcoming issues needed for this contract. A letter was also sent to legislature in support to increase minimum wage to $20 an hour. We attended the ACE, the Academic Civic Engagement and Education Employment Awards for 222 and 223. Our education programs that we have had is education on qualification for DMH, Department of Mental Health. We also had an education program for the youth services with Laura Krim and Mary Flaherty. We also had a great presentation by Kathleen McKenzie on the youth in the schools and the challenges that the schools have. We had another very important education program with Kim Bissett on forensic and jail services. A presentation also with Matt Cianci around the clubhouse and the RFR, which is the request for response. We also had other child and youth family service education by Alexa Romano. The Southeast Area Recovery Learning Program presented to the board with peer specialists around their challenges that they are having encountered with the DMH clients. Goals for our next year. We are going to continue with monitoring contracts of state and vendors run programs. We are still going to promote action to be on the committee for the request for response process. We're going to continue to monitor the staffing and the housing. We're going to promote the development of a board website, and we're going to actively work on a program for the Day on the Hill for Department of Mental Health in April 2024. We're going to continue with our education series that we do every other month, and we're going to actively recruit for board members. We also are going to actively participate in coordinating for next year's annual meeting. And we're going to continue to be part of the roadmap process and continue to develop a partnership with all area citizens advisory boards and continue to network with the Massachusetts Association of Mental Health and the statewide Citizen Advisory Board. The two challenges that we find is the board member recruitment and advocating for staffing, housing issues, and emergency room usage. I want to thank two people, Kim Anderson, who is our liaison to the Southeast Area Board, for all of her help, and Sue Claus, who is the Southeast Area Director, for her support to the board. Thank you very much.